that you're doing well. In today's lesson, we're going to make a quick revision on the present simple tense and also on the present continuous tense. Let's get started. Du hast schon between brackets. Number 1. Peter eats fruit every day. Between brackets use usually. First of all, the sentence is written in the present simple tense. How do we know that? We know that from the keyword every day at the end of the sentence, as well as from the verb eats. And the verb eats ends in S because we have the pronoun Peter and we can refer to Peter by he. Do you remember, my dear students, with the pronouns he, she, or it, we have to add one of three additions like S-E-S or I-E-S at the end of the verb, especially with the noted pronouns he, she, or it. Okay, my dear students? Now, let me ask you, what are the time expressions or the keywords for the present simple tense? Do you remember what we call them? Excellent. We call them adverbs of frequency. And adverbs of frequency are always, usually, sometimes, hardly, ever, and every. Now, in our sentence, we want to insert the word usually in the sentence. So where shall we put it? Do you remember the possession of the adverbs of frequency in a sentence? Great. The possession of the adverbs of frequency is after verb to be, and, is, or are, or before the main verb. Now let's be back to the sentence. Peter eats fruit every day. Where is the main verb in the sentence? Well done, it's eats, so we should write usually before it. But here we have not. Do you remember, my dear students, when do we use not? Excellent. We use it when we are making the sentence into the negative form. Here we have the subject is Peter and the word Peter takes doesn't for the negative form. As you know, he, she, or it take doesn't. This is for the negative form in the present simple tense. While we, you, they take do not or don't. Okay, my dear students? So the right answer again must be Peter doesn't usually eat fruit. Focus, my dear students, that after the auxiliary does, we have to write the verb in the base form, means in the infinitive form. And remember, S-E-S or I-E-S run away after the auxiliary does. Okay, my dear students? So we have to cancel the S. And pay attention to the word usually. Here it comes before the main verb eat. Okay, my dear students? Now let's move to number 2. She works in America. Ask a question starting with where. As you know, we use the WH word where to ask about the place. Now let's revise how do we form a WH question. In order to form a WH question, you have to start first with the WH word, then the verb, then the subject, and the rest of the sentence. Now let's take a look at the sentence. The sentence is written in the present simple tense, and we know that from the verb works, as it ends in S, because we have the pronoun she. Now let's see how are we going to form a question. We should start first with the WH word, where. Then we have to choose the auxiliary. What do you guess? Is it do or does? Excellent. We should choose does because we have the pronoun she. So the right answer is, where does she work? Now let's move to number 3. Jane studies French on Saturdays. The sentence is also written in the present simple tense. And we know that from the verb studies. And the verb ends in IES. Do you remember, my dear students, when the verb ends in Y preceded by a consonant letter, what do? Very good. We cancel the Y and we replace it with IES. We also know that our sentence is in the present simple tense from letter S at the end of the word Saturday. As letter S at the end of the word Saturday means every Saturday. So Saturday is every Saturday, Monday is every Monday. So S means or equals every. Okay, my dear students? And focus that the days of the week come with the preposition on Saturdays, on Mondays. So the days of the week take the preposition on, okay? So here we want to use not in order to make the sentence into the negative form. Do you remember how to make any sentence in the present simple tense in the negative form? So we have do not for the pronouns we, you, I, or they, and does not for the pronouns he, she, or it. So the right answer here, Jane doesn't study French on Saturdays. Jane, she, that's why we choose does, and for the negative form we write not, does not study. So focus, my dear students. After does, we write the verb in the base form. So here the verb study, okay? And pay attention. Again, after does, the verb is infinitive form. Okay, my dear students? Number 4. I play basketball once a week. The word once means what? It means one time per week. Here we want to ask a question starting with how often, in order to know the frequency of playing basketball. So the right answer is, how often do you play basketball? And the answer is once a week. We choose the auxiliary do because we have the pronoun you. Now let's move to number 5. I'm studying my lessons at the moment. Here, my dear students, the sentence is written in the present continuous tense, and we know that from I'm studying, as well as from the keyword at the moment, which means now. So here we need to transfer the sentence from the present continuous tense into the present simple tense using the adverb of frequency always. So we should cross am and the ing letters from the verb, and we have to cancel the keyword at the moment. So the answer is I always study my lesson, and that's it. You notice that we write the adverb of frequency always before the main verb study. Now let's see number 6. They are working tonight. Use not. In order to make the sentence in the present continuous tense into the negative form, you have to put not after am or is or are. So the answer is they are not working tonight. Okay? Number 7. Mark is sleeping now. Again, the sentence is in the present continuous tense. And we know that from the verb is sleeping and from the keyword now. My dear students, to form any sentence in the present continuous tense, we are using this structure am, is, are, the verb plus ing. Okay? In order to form yes or no question, we start with am or is or are according to the subject. If we have he, she, or it, To make a question, we will draw the scissor and then say, is Mark sleeping now? You notice we start the question with is, then the subject, then the verb is plus ing. Okay, my dear students? Number 8. She's working now. The sentence is in the present continuous tense, and we know that from the verb is working, as well as from the keyword now. So we need to change the sentence from the present continuous tense into the present simple tense using the keyword every Sunday. So we should cancel is and the ing letters from the verb as well as the keyword now. And let's put the sentence in the present simple tense. So the right answer is she works every Sunday. And notice we add the s at the end of the verb because we have the pronoun she. Again, with the noted pronouns he, she, or it, we have to add s or es or ies at the end of the verb. Number 9. I often read at night. Use now. Here we want to transfer the sentence from the present simple tense into the present continuous tense. The sentence is in the present simple tense, and we can know this from the adverb of frequency often and from the verb read. So in order to make this sentence in the present continuous tense, we have to use this structure and either or the verb plus ing. So here, let's be back to the sentence. We have the pronoun I. So, I takes am. Then the verb is plus ing. And we have to cancel the word at night. So the right answer is I am reading now. Okay? Number 10. Look, the boys come home. Correct the mistake. Of course, there is something wrong in the sentence. Is it right to say, look, the boys come home? No, because look, listen, hush, and the moment now are the keywords for the present continuous tense. That's why we have to say, look, the boys are coming home. And thank you, my dear students.